Yo, what's going on, guys? In today's video I want to talk about some of the Atlas passives that I personally think are a bit underused, but most importantly, these passive points are kinda like a filler points. So what I mean by that is usually when you go for some kind of strategy, let's say you are farming Blight, you would take all of these points and you wouldn't have to spend a lot of points to get them, but you would still have some points remaining, probably a lot. So you'd probably choose another strategy, Legal Mechanic on top of that, maybe like a Metamorph or Delirium. But very often what happens is when you choose your core strategy, you're gonna end up with like 5 to 10 points. And these points are usually not enough to take some additional like big Legal Mechanic. Let's say you wouldn't be able to take all of the Harvest nodes or all of the Expedition because that's simply not enough points. So what I want to talk about in today's video is my favorite points that I use as my filler nodes, but again, these are the, I think, mostly underused because there are some of the points that people already know about, but in this video I want to mostly focus on the underused ones, in my opinion at least. So let's talk about the first one. So first one is going to be something that I actually started using this league, which is the Trial of Glory. And before you're gonna say, nope, I'm not gonna do that, trials are pretty annoying and pretty boring, I don't like doing them, just hear me out because I pretty much had the same opinion. I didn't like doing them, but I actually got convinced this league to try it out and I actually like it. So what this is going to do is that you're gonna have additional 2, 4, 6, 10% chance to encounter Trial of Ascendancy. You also have a base chance to encounter Trial in every map. I actually don't remember what is the chance, but I assume with these points on average you get 1 Trial of Ascendancy in around 5 maps. On top of that, this is gonna give you 20% chance that the Trial of Ascendancy is gonna give you improved Offering of the Goddess. So if you don't know what improved Offering of the Goddess are, these are basically these 3 offerings. So there's the Dedication, Gift, and Tribute. And Tribute right now goes for like 20 chaos, Dedication for 37, maybe 40 chaos, but the most important one is the Gift of the Goddess, which goes for around 1.6. And if you have a bulk of them, maybe you're gonna be able to get a bit more. And if you look at the numbers, you're gonna see that the chance to get any one of them is probably the same. From my experience so far, it is not weighted to get less gifts. So on average, 1 in 3 improved trials are gonna give you Gift of the Goddess, which is quite a lot of money. So again, this is gonna happen once in 5 trials. And the biggest thing about this is that I actually didn't know about that, is that you are going to know if the trial is improved or not before even entering it. So you don't have to do every single trial, you just do the improved ones. So what you are going to do is whatever you're doing, any strategy, whenever you're gonna encounter trial, you're gonna see if it is improved. If it's not, you just skip it, you continue with your other strategies. But from time to time, you're gonna find the improved one, you're gonna do it, and 1 in 3, you're gonna get the gift. But even if you're not gonna get gift, you're gonna get the other ones, which are worth like 10 to 40 chaos. And just to show you, this is how it looks like. So it's gonna have like a yellow portal, normally it's more green, and it's gonna say here, awards an improved Offering of the Goddess. So if you're gonna do that one, you're gonna get 1 of the 3 better offerings. So like I said, just do the improved one. Some people even skip the annoying bad layouts in the trials, only do the good ones, but I personally don't remember always which one is good, which one is bad, so I just do all of them and it's not even that bad. So that was the first one. Now let's talk about the second one, which is going to be Seance, and also with combination with Unrelenting Torment. And this one is actually used pretty often, mostly because of the Sextant that gives you guaranteed 3 Scarab drops from map when you kill 3 possessed monsters. But I actually have started using this even without this Sextant. So the reason why I started using it is because it is gonna make some of the rare monsters possessed, and also these possessed monsters are gonna get 20, 40, 60% increased quantity, And also, if you get Unrelenting Torment, 30% more, so 90% increased quantity. And also, map boss is going to have 10% chance to be surrounded by Tormented Spirit. So what basically this does is that, most importantly, whenever you're gonna encounter some of the Arch Nemesis monsters, if they're gonna have a good rewards and if they are gonna be possessed, you're gonna drop way more rewards. So for example, when Arch Nemesis monster is gonna drop Scarabs, with this, I definitely noticed that I'm dropping way more Scarabs, most of the time killed at once. And on top of that, this is gonna possess from time to time the map boss, and it's gonna even spawn more of them. There's, I think most of the time it spawns like 6 ghosts, and if they are gonna enter the boss usually just by itself has very good rarity bonus, so it's gonna drop a lot of unique items. With this, it's gonna drop even more of them, so that's pretty good chance for something good. It's not gonna work on things like guaranteed Guardian map drops or drops from your altars and so on. So it's just for like a base drops, but it's still pretty good. But most importantly, this is actually very good when you are farming invitations, because when you are gonna kill the Guardian map boss, it is gonna drop influence items, and whenever you're gonna use Unrelenting Torment and the ghosts are gonna spawn, you're gonna drop a lot of influence items. I can definitely tell you that sometimes my screen would be full. I would have to actually like scroll to see all of the items on the ground. So this is especially good early on in the league, because you can get a lot of influence items, because, well, most of them are expensive early on. Later, there's not that many good ones, but still you can go through them, especially things like, let's say, hunter boots or some rings. Maybe you're gonna find ones with good mods. And for example, I found one quiver this league which had chaos damage over time multi and normal damage over time multi, and I sold it for multiple divines, so it can be pretty good for that. But like I said, if you are using the Sextant for guaranteed Scarabs, this is pretty good. If you are not using it, it's still pretty good just for the Arch Nemesis monsters. But on top of that, Unrelenting Torment, it is pretty nice for the map boss. Okay, so now the third one, and this is actually something that I haven't used yet, but I am planning to do that at some point, and that one is actually Alva. Because for adding Alva to your map, you don't need to spend that many points, because you only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points, and even if you go through here and through here, you only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't need this middle one. You don't really care about the additional pack size from here or transfer additional Alva mission. I guess you can take it if you want more missions. And here, this is actually pretty decent for incursion, and it is only for 4 points, so you can also take that one. But this one also doesn't really matter. So you only need these points, and you can also take these points. So if you have a lot of Alva missions saved up, like I have 120, you can just take these points and do some quick Alvas. And that's also the reason why most of the time I path through here, so I get additional Alva missions from my maps, so then eventually I can just use them. So what you can do with that is that you're gonna get additional ranks of your rooms when you're gonna be doing Alva. And Alva is one of these league mechanics that you don't need any investment and you can do it very fast. So what I mean by that, let me actually show you. Let's do Dunes. This is gonna be a pretty fast map. And let's use an Alva. So like I said, if you have a lot of Alva missions just saved up, you can do it. Here I didn't take the points, but obviously you would do that. I just want to show you. So what you would do is you just encounter Alva, go in here, enter the incursion, you check the rooms, and you just check for the corruption room, so the one that gives you double corruption. So here I actually already have it. And you also look for the gem room, which gives you a chance, to double corrupt the gem. And what you do is you just go, you kill the boss, and you leave. You don't full clear it. You just simply hunt for as many double corruption rooms per hour.
Time to go.
So again, here you would go in, check for the corruption, check for the gem room, nope. You go in, you kill the architect, and you go out. So as you can see, it doesn't take that much time to do it. It is one of these things that you can add on top of whatever you're doing, and it's not gonna take that much time. And here again, Sacrificial Chamber is actually pretty good, so here I would actually go for this one, and you go out. Okay, so that was basically it. Again, you just take these points, you hunt for the rooms with double corruptions and gem double corruptions, and that's basically it. There are a few other ones that are decently expensive, but it's like 10, 30 chaos, and these double corruption rooms go for like half a divine, maybe even more, so they are definitely worth more than anything else. And also, one thing I forgot to mention is that you when you find actually the corruption rooms, you also want to find the keys so you can actually enter these rooms, or person that is gonna buy the temple from you can enter that room. Okay, so now let's move on to the fourth one, and this one is actually popular, but I still figured I should mention it because it is a very good filler, which is the garden maps. So obviously you go here for additional chance for conqueror maps, additional chance for the shaper maps, and synthesis, but this one is probably the worst out of all of them. So you have 6 points, just go for these. If you have additional ones, go also for the synthesis, because these don't even drop that often, even with these points. And whenever you take these, then you actually unlock the new possible points, which are these, for half a chance to duplicate your maps, because I don't think these are like that worth it without these points. Obviously, you still have a chance to duplicate just your regular maps, but they are way better if you are using these points. So you have a chance to duplicate the garden maps. Obviously, even without these points, you still can drop garden maps in your maps. They are just way rarer. And for the last one, and this is nothing in terms of the profit, but it makes your maps just much nicer to run. So these 2 points are packed with energy and the dutiful soldier. So this one, basically for like 1, 2, 3 points, you get +2 max resist, increased damage, and movement speed every time you pick up the sulfite. So with this, you can just use maybe Nico missions, or maybe Scarabs, whatever, or maybe you just hope to get random Nico missions from time to time. And whenever you're gonna just pick the sulfide nodes, you're gonna be more powerful. And this is nothing like too crazy, but it can help you a little bit with running your maps. And that's the same thing with this one, which is gonna give you a hack in your map. And here's a very good one, because what you can do, let me actually show you. Actually, already a good amount of people are doing this league, this league. What you can do is you can use the equipment. So this one, which grants level 15 haste, and also this one gives me some increased flash charges gain. So you can use equipment with whatever aura you feel like. All of them are gonna be level 15, but one thing you have to remember is that he only is going to have level 3 jobs, and this actually, by the way, doesn't work. So you need to have an equipment that requires level 3, not higher. And this is gonna be just a little bit bonus to your character. And obviously you can go for other highest nodes that are gonna increase the chance for you to get Smuggler Cache, because he's only gonna appear when you click the Smuggler Cache. But from what I noticed, even just that already is gonna give you enough Smuggler Caches in your maps that you're gonna notice a good difference. So that's basically it. As the last thing, I want to mention some things that people are definitely gonna ask about, like, oh, what about this, what about that? And there are definitely more filler things that you can use on your atlas. I just didn't want to mention them as the top 5, because a lot of the other ones are more used, and also they require a little bit more investment. But I still want to mention them quickly here. And obviously the first one is Essence. Essence is just very good. Whenever you just can take these points, just do it. It's just quite a lot of points. So if you are doing some kind of big strategy that is starved on points, yes, you can definitely remove it. But it's just a quick additional money for killing one monster basically in the map. Next one is strong boxes. So you're gonna get 1 guaranteed strongbox. Sometimes it's gonna be converted to Scarab strongbox. You can also go for corrupted one, and here you can get a chance for better chance for the Diviner and Arcanist. You can also go for Cartographer. I just don't really like that one. And you're also gonna get double the divination cards and currency drops. And the last one is Shrines. So Shrines is kind of like the hack and the sulfite, which doesn't really give you that much currency, but it's mostly for your player power. But it actually requires a decent amount of investment. That's why I didn't mention it earlier. So you need these points here, and points at the top. This is just gonna give you a good chance to have a shrine in your map. I mean, here you're gonna get one guaranteed, but you also have additional chance for more shrines, and it's gonna give you a lot of shrine effect, and it's just gonna be very good for your character. But usually they do require a lot of points, and they're kind of like spread out, like one is here, one is here, one is here, so it's kind of annoying to take all of them. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. If you have maybe some other suggestions, what you've been doing as a kind of like a filler for your maps, some additional points, feel free to share them in the comments. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.